Islam Moorish American Nation and family. I'm at Whole Foods in Annapolis, Maryland, and I just had a forced cough. I was trying to get it on camera. I'm at Whole Foods right down the street from my room. It's odd because right when I felt like I was trying to hold in unclean spirit, definitely was trying to force me to cough. It's like a black Negro accent somewhere said, "Stop more," or "Stop," something like that. I don't know. I could be wrong. And the interesting thing that happened is I'm uploading a video in reference to Burger King. I noticed at American Extended Stay, like I was giving testimony about hearing the water being turned on and off constantly in room 118. And room 118 is actually right next to my room 116. And then I think about a week and a half ago, Imani and I started to see water in our bathroom. We didn't know where the water was coming from. So maybe the second day of seeing the water, I was gonna go tell the representative or the rep at the front desk. She told me, she knocked on my door. She said, a plumber is here to fix the water. I said, so is there something wrong with our bathroom? She said, no, there's something wrong with the bathroom in room 118. And he might have to, she said, he's taking out the bathtub. He might have to, this is the manager, Shayla. She's an African-American, unless she claims a nationality. I don't know. She said that he might have to come in your bathroom and knock down the wall. And the plumber looked like a Hispanic guy, very short. That's what he looked like in reference to phenotype. I don't know for sure. And he had on a uniform like a plumber. And that's when I took it upon myself to go ahead and tell. I said, Shayla, someone I noticed during all times during the night, it sounded like someone is turning on and off the water in that room. And now you telling me that there's a plumber here to fix the water. I mean, literally, it sounds like someone is literally turning it on and off. And once again, I thought the water was somewhere coming from our bathroom, but she said it wasn't. Anyway, after that night of the plumber, and this is at Extended Stay America, where we've been at since August of 2016. After that night, the water stopped coming in our bathroom. So whatever the plumber did in room 118, he didn't have to knock down a wall or anything. He fixed it. And then, so right now I was about to have a forced cough, and it's interesting because right when I was about to videotape the forced cough, because coughing is connected to what they say those that have the coronavirus, different signs that you might be sick. Okay, so if you have an unclean spirit, now one cough is different, but if you have an unclean spirit, imagine a government that can use unclean spirits and that are connected to corrupt hospitals to make people get sick. So constantly, all of a sudden, they just leash out these unclean spirits. Like some people, like many, I'm reading a book in reference. I started reading it, or in reference to viruses, giving a personality to a virus. So some people think of a virus not having a personality or an agenda, or bacteria not having a personality or an agenda. But according to some doctors and scientists who study viruses and bacteria, sometimes they definitely give a virus a personality, an agenda of what it's trying to do, and how it's trying to cause the immune system to weaken the immune system so that the virus can exist. So imagine a government, unclean that can use unclean spirits wherever you may consider unclean, because unclean spirits come in many forms, to attack and leash them out into the population to attack masses of people, to weaken. And so if their immune system is already weak because they're not eating right, they might have an addiction. They might already have problems with their health. whatever it may be that causes their immune system to weaken, and then a government wants to leash out more or cause, just imagine, cause more sickness. Who makes money? That's what I would say. It always comes down to money. Who makes the money and what is the agenda? Okay, so you have control and you have money involved. Control and money, control and money. So I just find it interesting because right when I was uploading this video, and this is not, I'm not accusing Burger King, it was a video in reference to my work ethics and odd behavior at Burger King that I was going to upload. All of a sudden I had a forced cough, and it was one forced cough. I was trying to turn my tablet on, and my tablet stopped working. Literally, the tablet stopped working. So like it usually works. It had a black screen. I'd never seen just a black screen, I don't think, ever come up. It's just like when cryptocurrency. Let me show you the time. So I was watching cryptocurrency lots of times at night, and I still do. And I kept giving testimony about hearing voices around and close to the room. And all of a sudden, like, my tablet would freeze up. I hear maybe an advertisement of the military would come up on my tablet. My tablet would freeze up. Or the cryptocurrency, well, the different screen where you can actually sell and buy, it would not show. So one night, so I just started documenting, and I started taking pictures. Every time when a advertisement of military would come up, I would make sure I take a picture, and then on the picture it shows the time and the date. So, because, you know, I think it's odd to show for military advertisements to come up, especially if I'm studying something about my studying the astronomy, astrology, or in reference to my I guess celestial being, my natural self. Because remember, unnaturalized United States military have been known when they went overseas to do corrupt, heinous crimes overseas. So, for an example, when I studied Sudan and who profit from Sudan, the wars in Sudan. So these women in Sudan was known to have a population, Sudanese, that was ancient. Sudan had over 80 pyramids. A lot of times people focus on what they call Egypt now, the pyramids in Egypt, but Sudan actually has over 80 pyramids. Also, there was a city that was covered up in Sudan. Sudan had an ancient language, and there was ancient people in Sudan that actually had made a firm to never speak about certain secrets and sacredness that exist. And what I read, it was a tribe in Sudan. So when this Darfur War was being known, and the women who were extremely dark melanated, they were being raped by these brown-skinned males from outsiders that invaded Sudan. Brown skin, that phenotype, brown skin, slick black hair. Somewhat that you would see those from South and Central America, maybe Mexico. That's the best, or Arab. Some people call them Arab. So that was the phenotype. And so they were raped, and some of them, before they had children by these, which now, since we know we among experiments, they were probably some form of laboratory experiments. They killed their kids. They killed the kids before they allowed their ancient line be mixed with some laboratory freak. So getting back. So when I did history about to see which countries benefited from Sudan, it was the United States and China was one of the countries that benefited from the resources and profit from Sudan. The United States Corporation and China. I found that very interesting because if the United States, which has been known to be in what they consider third world countries, having an embassy, for instance, in Kenya, Sudan, if they benefit, then I'm assuming that they do. Nigeria, different places. They were definitely were involved with Haiti and Haiti. Who else? It was different all over the globe. And when a country like Sudan, which is what I read was the largest country in the continent of Africa, is the largest country on the continent of Africa. When the war supposedly ceased, the countries or what that benefited from the resources, money, so forth, was the United States and China. And so not only that, then you had a whole new race, or because some of the females, because what they had was breeding farms. So they use these females to breed with these possibly because it's definitely known about genetic, creating a whole new genetic makeup. They use these women in Sudan to breed with something that wasn't like them and forced them to have these kids. So they created a whole new species of being. And some of them, once again, if they could, they killed the kids before they allowed it. So when you think of resources, when you think of an invading country taking the resources from another country, a lot of people think minerals, the land, money, gold, silver. They don't think about the resources of what the people, the inhabitants of that country has, that their birthrights, their inheritance, their culture, their history, what makes them who they are. Because certain aspects of natural divine beings, a laboratory freak will not have. Islam, a laboratory freak would not have. So they don't think about the woman or the man of natural being a resource, but they are. So anyway, I just want to say that. So one time my tablet, as I was looking at the cryptocurrency, all of a sudden, I was it sounded like an accent in the room or close to the room was saying, "Let me help you." The tablet froze, and I think it was Dogecoin, and Dogecoin froze at 25 cents. 25 cents, and so it was so. Simultaneously, accent was like, "Let me help you," and my Dogecoin screen froze at 25 cents because Doge was going up and going down, and at the time I was trying to buy Doge at a low price. So if you are among laboratory freaks that a government is trying to force breed an ancient line with, and they're trying to engage or make their presence known, the first way they're going to try is through appearing to be helpers, while all the while invading your personal space, your room, and so forth. I wanted to bring that up because it's interesting how the scientists are coming out with so many different technologies. One Chinese scientist saying he could create any life. He's saying, if I remember correctly on the video, he states he can create any life. Another article spoke about how China collects a gene pool from every person or everything on the earth. So it's like, why would China be doing this? But it's a question. So I'm glad I went there with laboratory freaks that a government can leash out into the population, because this is in connection to a virus that scientists give a personality to and have an agenda to be leashed out into the population, Islam. So you have unclean spirits that can spread viruses and actually cause people to be sick. So imagine, I'm just saying, in this part, imagine unclean spirits, a government leashing out some form of unclean spirits upon people that causes them to be ill. And those who have a compromised immune system suffer the worst. So they already have a compromised immune system. So this virus that some scientists definitely give a personality to, and say viruses and bacteria have their own agenda in reference, and I'm not a scientist, but I have taken some science classes, so I know what in reference to what they're talking about, and so much. All right, so I haven't read it in a while, so I'm not gonna try to sound so smart, but imagine, it is a thought to think about, okay? Because the scientists that I have watched in connection to learning different, keeping up with technology and different knowledge, they're definitely demonstrating how they can combine some form of organic life. I want to say organic, but organic means natural, but some form of life with technology. Islam. So this is something to definitely think about. And then if that which is not naturalized, not only that, mentally ill, have an agenda, just like those that rape the women in Sudan to breed a species of unclean. I'm pretty sure if they are raping, that would be, and if they possibly, if just, of something else, possibly to breed something else, unlike the Sudanese women and men, Islam. It is a thought. It is January the 5th, 2021. And Imani Gray Bay and I, Rhonda Arrington-Bey, as Moorish Americans, naturalized celestial beings. We don't know anyone personally here in Annapolis, Maryland, and no one can say they know us personally. No one. And we did it purposely. Islam.